I promise you, you have no idea the sense of remorse and regret that holds deep grips on me that I've done to myself that were self-inflicted because I didn't know any better. No one sat down with me and told me this is what you should have done and this is what you shouldn't have done. I was reacting emotionally and impulsively, thinking that I needed to do that to replace the pain I was going through, the lack of self-respect or self-worth that I had when I was a younger person. But you don't hear that now. When I'm talking, everybody says I'm arrogant. Everybody says I'm overconfident. Everybody says I'm a prick. That's because I've learned lessons that enable me to have this mindset. I'm not afraid. I know I can go out there and make money. I can touch anything and make it gold. But because I can doesn't mean that I should go out there and flaunt it in front of everybody. And you shouldn't either. That's a wolf mentality. Look at me. Yours is for me. Mine is for me. That's a wolf. When you look at a lion, when a pride goes out and hunts, they don't go out and kill in the lion that has the death grip on the throat of the gazelle or whatever it may be. It basically did the kill. The other ones may hold it down, but that kill was by suffocation by one lion. She's got a hold of its throat and waits for it to give up the ghost. They take that meat home. They share it together. So they take on the risks of going after that prey, not for a single purpose of feeding their one single belly, but that purpose is the same mindset that you should have as a trader. You have to have something outside yourself you're responsible for. I promise you, if you are not doing that, you can tell me, you can show me statements, you can show me certificates where you got funded, you can show me payouts, but I'm going to tell you in the quiet, in the moments where you're by yourself, you're shitting bricks. You're in trades you know damn well you shouldn't have been in, hoping that it pans out in your favor. You're doing so many resets that the public doesn't even know about. That's the real you. And you're getting caught up in the idea of showing an illusion. Here's what I did. Look at me. When you just take a step back and say, what have I been doing right now? Up to this point, what have I been doing? Have I been doing things that are for the betterment of something outside of myself? Am I leaving something behind? For me, generational wealth is important. More so now than it's ever been, because my children aren't equipped yet to be able to manage the difficulty that the mental aspects of trading bring with it. They have amazing weapons at their disposal, but they have also young minds that are very, very impulsive. Just like yours, just like mine was. Think about it. When you join the military, Air Force, okay? Do they just let anybody sign up and go in there, hey, jump in this Raptor, fly it around, do whatever you want to do, try it out, take it a spin? No, of course not. Why? Why wouldn't they want to do that? Because it's worth a lot of money, and they can hurt themselves and other people in collateral damage. So there has to be some growing that's required and maturity. And I'm hoping that my children will grow into a greater appreciation for what it is that's available to them. But just because they have the ability to have enigma, recklessness, over trading, trying to be in there before it happens, trying to predict the setup, not take the setup. There's a difference. We can anticipate a setup, but you're predicting, oh yeah, this, by the time I enter, then there really will be a reason in there. You know what that feels like. You've been doing it for months, blowing accounts, trying to do it. Because you're taking on risk in and of yourself. The why that you're doing it is just you. And while you lie to yourself and say, I'm comfortable if I lose the account, it's no big deal. That is a piss poor mentality. Every single account, every single transaction must carry with it a great respect for risk. Because what you're doing is no different than someone that goes to Las Vegas with their life savings and pisses it away. Flies back home and wishes they never had the idea of going out there in the first place. Because they got lucky one other time. They went with their life savings this time. They put it all online and said, hey, I'm going to take the gamble. I'm going to take that bet. I'm going all in. And then the flop doesn't work out for you. And everything you put up is gone. You can only do that so many times, folks. With the skill set that's not quite there yet, it's easy to quit. It's easy to quit when it's like that. And you deny yourself opportunities that are before you. There is treasure to be desired. And you can take this and turn it into something beyond your wildest dreams. Or you can destroy everything with impulsiveness. Doing things that you shouldn't have done. Thinking about things you shouldn't have been thinking about. Worrying about emotions that have no basis for being in the process of what it is you're trying to do. Scout, I have an iron fence around our swimming pool, and she's still small enough to go through the rails of my fence. So they've never gone through it before, but she just discovered that she can do it. And the look on her face when she came back in, she's like, "Oh, I can get out of here." And then she saw me. She's like, "Oh, crap. Dad caught me." Yep, Dad saw it. So I want you to think about how this is applicable to you. Because if you are a rebel, if you are a cowboy gunslinger out there that, hey, I'm going to gunsling with the best of them. And I'm the best now until the best shows up in front of you. And if it's on your back, oh, whatever. It was fun. I'm living my life. Pedal to the metal. Full bore. Never slowing down. You might want to take some inventory and change some things. Because this game is won by the long game, not the short game. Take a step back for a second. Step out of yourself. Present this entire industry right now as it is as a TV show. What do you see? Get rich quick. All you have to do is pay the reset. It's not your money you're losing. But the fuck it ain't. It is your money that you're spending on those resets and can't get funded or can't hold on to the account once you get it. So that bullshit is absolute money. What are you doing with it? Are you being a good steward with that money? How could you possibly expect to be rewarded with more when you can't even manage the little that you work with right now? And you think something magical is going to happen when you get funded? Something magical is going to happen if someone laid down a large sum of money and said, "Hey, we don't know much about you, but here, manage this for us." That's pipe dreams. I don't sell that here. I talk to you in a manner where I want you to take stock in it. Think about what it means to you. What does it mean for you to have a greater sense of risk when you have the perspective outside yourself, not just, oh, if I lose money, it's no big deal. But if you lose money and you have someone that you're depending or that is dependent on you, that is entirely something altogether different. See, trading after you read a book, watch some ICT videos, and go to this person's workshop or whatnot, you have the inspiration. but you don't have the mindset. Mindset has to be forged. You know how here's how you get the mindset. Through losing your ass. That has to happen. That has to happen. Every success story, every single one of them has had a ass that has been chapped. They've learned something. They looked at it from a different perspective after losing. And some of you think that you're going to just walk through here, waltzing through, like everybody's going to part ways, let the man go through, and adversity isn't going to lay a hand on you. Drawdown ain't going to visit your house. Losing trades, that's a foreign language. We don't speak that around here. Until it does happen. And all of a sudden your ass gets twisted. Oh my goodness, they're changing the algorithm. What the hell is this? This candle was supposed to be a fair value gap. They didn't respect it. Look at this. This was supposed to be buy side liquidity. They ran it. Now it should go the other way. And it just kept going up. Hello. Welcome to the real game. Mindset. Psychology. That's what these Twitter spaces are all about. It's not me bloviating nonsense to the broke asses that want to comment. These are people that want to tell you, don't waste your time. But they're going to work on Monday, making less money than you probably do at your job because they're miserable. Or they're selling something that can't get sales with, and they're miserable. I wish, and this is not me giving myself self-love here. I'm not bragging when I say this. I wish that I had the resource that I'm making available to you when I started. I swear to God Almighty, I wish I had it. Because I did not have any navigation laid before me where this is what I shouldn't do, this is what I shouldn't do. I had to learn through pain. And by God's grace, he then stepped in. He joined the chat. And I try to talk to you in a manner where maybe it is uncomfortable. And you should be thankful that it is. Because the greatest life lessons come through pain. It doesn't come through the feel-good moments. Think about it. When you have a feel-good moment, when you have a good winning trade, pay attention, folks. This is the part that really matters. Just won something. Got a nice trade. Got funded. Got a payout. Woo! Feels good, don't it? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Little pig, let me in. The wolf shows up. You forget about how good it felt to do that and what you did to earn it. And you got to run. You got to run to get to that next opportunity. You need to get inside of another house. You got to move. It's moving day. The wolf's on your ass. We got to move. My brother, he's got a better house than me. I'm going to trade what he's trading. You might get success. You have that feel-good moment. Oh, man, everything I'm touching is just working. I'm a trader. I'm a natural. Little pig, let me in. Once again, that wolf shows up. Oh, shit, you and your brother, your trading partner, your study partner, ICT students, we got to go. It's time to move. It's moving day. My brother got a YouTube channel. He's doing this with smart money concepts. Let's go. You run on over there. Oh, my goodness, look at this. Win, win, win. Little pig, let me in. Something different about that third one. See, he had foresight. He didn't make a house out of straw where the wolf can come in and blow it down. And the second brother didn't make his house out of straw. He made it out of wood and sticks. A little bit more sturdy, a little bit more rhyme and reason in his trading plan. One more PD array. But still not quite enough. They had to run to Big Brother's house. Good old ICT. His house is made out of brick. And the wolf can't come and blow that bitch down. Keep on knocking, motherfucker, because you ain't getting in. In my house, we all eat, and we're not eating. What's different? Experience, foresight, preparation. Majority of you want to get out there and you want to build a house of straw. That means I want to get funded and get a payout because that's the visibility that you have. That's all you have right now. Give me shelter from the storm. Might get wet still, but it's better than being outdoors. Outdoors is working for a living. The 9-to-5 rat race. Everybody wants to get out of that. I don't give a shit how much money you make. Some of you have a little bit broader perspective, but not quite as far as it should be. It should be with a great deal of preparation for adversities. So you might say, okay, you might be that second little pig where you see other people out there rushing to get paid out. You heard some Twitter spaces like this in the past by me, and it's going to be something different about the way I do it. I'm going to look past that. I want to get to the point where I can buy a fancy car. Because it's not just a payout then. I have a goal. I'm going to go out and get myself a Lamborghini. Going to get myself a McLaren lease. The wolf's at the door. So you're creating bills without the trust in knowing that the providence and safeguarded income that is absolutely available to someone that has a well-written, well-generated trading plan and money management strategy and has already made preparations for adversities. That's the person that went through the full year with no real trading. That's the person that did all the back testing, finding their own model, learning what it is that's going to cause them to be reckless. And they're building their house with brick because they know there's wolves out there. They know that the rain's coming and storm will beat against that wall and beat against that roof. And they want to make sure they have a sound structure around them, a mindset that is at peace, not trading impulsively because they want. You want. I used to be a wolf. Now, I don't eat lamb. And I don't eat pork. I want you to do well. I want you to thrive. I want you to succeed. I want you to have everything that your heart's desire. But I don't want you to lose sight of the costs that's going to be associated with it. And never lose sight with the adversity that are looming out there that you think that you're going to be the exception to. It isn't going to touch you. It isn't going to happen to you. When you build your trading plan and you risk the amount of money that allows for imperfection, even when you see yourself doing well in the future, do not take exaggerated risk. And the easiest way that you can start forging that mindset now is having some measure of accountability that is outside you. It doesn't mean go to your spouse who doesn't support you right now, that thinks what you're doing is foolishness. Can you imagine? I mean, my wife sees the fruits of all this stuff. And still, I can tell you with great honesty, if I told her back then, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm starting out, because I was doing this already before I met her, she would have shot down everything And it would have pissed me off. I probably would have got rid of her. She's very, very opinionated. And that would have affected me mentally. So God's perfect timing, he brought us together after I was already established. Some of you might be looking at the idea of this presentation thinking, it sounds like nursery rhymes and bullshit. Yep, it went right over your head. You ain't going to be successful. You want the secret weapons, but you don't want the user's manual. You want to go out there and blow your fucking heads off, mess around, trying to be Wyatt Earp, and don't want to understand how to do it safely. What keeps you in the game long enough to get what it is that you're seeking after? See, that third pig built a house of brick with a good, strong foundation. And I teach with that mindset. I want you to learn properly. Can I go out there and throw some Mickey Mouse shit together just to sell some coursework and make some fast money? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I also know human nature. 99% of you are going to be in a rush. You're not going to follow rules. Even my own private mentorship students, I'll lay down some instructions on them. Very plain. And it's amazing how many of them ignore the plain text of do this, don't do that, or you're disqualified. And they don't listen. And they've been with me for years. They actually paid me. Is it me mentoring them poorly, or is it them themselves not following instructions? It's them themselves not following instructions. So if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to mentor, if I'm going to teach, I'm going to pour myself into it. And I'm going to do it exactly how it needs to be done. I'm not out here trying to get the, approval from any of you. I live this. And you're seeing students that are courage enough to go out there and make themselves known, and the fruits thereof. I could say, hey, look, all my students that are profitable, since you have respect for me, answer all those people out there that have things bad to say about me and what it is that you've spent time and money learning. Go out there and show them what for. I'm not a weak little minded bitch. I don't need that. And they don't need to do it. But some people are just built differently. They just want to go out and do it. Because, like me when I was younger, I have a chip on my shoulder. I need to prove self-worth. Because you don't know what it feels like to be a child that your own parents don't want nothing to do with. And one of them had to threaten the other one's life just to make sure that you were born. That's some heavy shit when you put it on you. So I spent my life building something in me to make my parents understand that that shit didn't stop me. I didn't grow from the same vine they did. I cut myself off. I planted myself here. And all of you are my fruit. I do this for a reason. I want you to understand that I'm investing my time. I'm investing the wisdom that I gained over hardships in the hopes that you'll appreciate the fact that I could be doing something else on my fucking Saturday mornings. I could be doing something else besides this, where I'm not getting paid to do this. Not getting chump change from YouTube, $25,000, $28,000 a month. You already saw I can do that in a week. Real money. Some of you stand in your own way. And you don't understand when I'm trying to ask you to take stock in yourself. What is it you're doing wrong? That's an uncomfortable thing to pursue and try to investigate. What is it you're doing incorrectly? All of my personal students that are profitable, they have done that. And they don't hide from it. Ask any of them that are making fucking real money. Hey, what did you struggle with most? What do you struggle with still today? What was your greatest learning experience? What are your weaknesses? They're easily answering you what they are. They're not like these fucking misfits online, hiding like they don't have any weaknesses at all. Only showing you wins, only showing you the sweet stories, showing you shit that mentorships and coursework sells will yield them in terms of profit. The real people, the ones that have really gone through this process correctly, they didn't lose sight of what makes them go off the rails. And sometimes they may still wrestle with it. That's the reality of trading. Think about it. If you strung all together all these Twitter spaces I've done since I started doing them, and let's just say I was writing a book, and it was everything I said in these Twitter spaces, but composed inside of a textbook. What not to do as a trader and how to think correctly. That's a brilliant title. Nobody's buying that fucking book. Nobody's buying that book. Not one person's going to buy that book. How to learn to trade with a demo account over 12 months. Nobody's buying that fucking course. Nobody's buying that book. Nobody's watching that playlist. But that's the real shit. Everybody that sits in and listens to these Twitter spaces, you have exactly what's required because you want to know how to think. You want to know what's going to derail you. You want to be counseled. You want to be encouraged. I'm not showing you a chart. We're not even talking about the open, high, low, and close. We're not referring to any specific setup here. We're talking about what's going to be the definitive ground, bottom of the road. This is down to the brass tacks, down to the chrome. What's the success or failure in you? You. It's always you. And some of you aren't equipped to accept that fact. You think it's going to be convenient for me to blame ICT because he doesn't trade with live funds. Whoop, something's wrong with that fucking excuse now, isn't it? It's going to be real convenient to be able to blame this market today. Well, I told you no trade this day. Oops. It's going to be real convenient for some of you to say, yeah, I tried to trade that ICT bullshit. I watched a couple videos. To be honest, it was probably 3 of them. Never took any notes, but this guy talks too much. He's full of shit. So that's the reason why it don't work. Well, that's you, buddy. Half-ass Alan ain't going to make it in here. Half-ass Alan is not going to make it in this industry. You have to pour yourself into it. And you have to have a greater purpose in mind that is not limited to just you. When you're accountable to more than just you, you're going to trade differently. You're going to think about that risk differently. You're not going to say, fuck it, man. It's 15 contracts if I blow the account. It's just a reset. Shit, it's easy. They're doing discounts now. Let's just go at it. What's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen is you're creating this mindset that, well, I don't have to be all that diligent about what it is I'm doing. I can roll the dice like I'm at the casino. And if I get lucky and have a lottery win, look how cool it's going to be if I show my payout on this big exorbitant amount of money that wasn't acquired by skill. Listen, folks, people win the lottery all the time. There was no mental acrobats that require of them to be able to do that. They foolishly spent their fucking money on this dumb shit, and the chances of that happening were so next to nothing, but yet it happened for them. And I knew a person. His name's Butch. This guy was a block layer laid brick. And he probably had about 3 teeth in his whole head. Bald. Drove around with a trash bag duct taped over his passenger side window for years. Never replaced it. He had a young girl working at a laundromat in Middle River. A little blonde haired girl. She was the attendant. And obviously he's too old for her, and he's probably dirty old man mentality. He would go in there and play on their little slot machines, and illegally they would pay out, if you won. That happens a lot in the bars and stuff around here still today. But they got to trust the clientele that's being paid out. And he was one that they could trust that if he did it, he'd get paid out. You're not making much. In fact, he's probably spending more money than he was actually getting out doing it. Long story short, he went up and said, I want to get a scratch off. And the girl that he had the fancy for said, no, Butch. The big gain tonight is $30 million. And took his dollar bill. Instead of buying the scratch off, this young lady processed the fucking winning ticket. And he cussed her. And the very next day, he's on the shoulders of Max Waite, which was his boss, carried around on the news. He's $30 million rich. What the fuck? Exactly. And the first thing he went out and did was bought himself a Ford Mustang, a green, ugly ass fucking convertible Mustang with a tan top. How fucking stupid. That's new money for you though, folks. Oh shit, I just made $30 million on a lottery win. Let me go out to the dealership, tell them here's the proof I won, because they'll do that. And they gave him the shittiest looking fucking Mustang I've ever seen in my life, and everybody in the neighborhood laughed at him. So what'd he do? He went out and got himself a Corvette convertible, red. I was envious as shit. That was pretty. That was pretty. That red would look good, and I don't like red. Still, everybody complained and said, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? You just made $30 million. You're buying that? Just like some of y'all. You made all this money selling mentorship, ICT, and you got these little ass Chevy Corvettes. Where's your big dollar cars? Well, if you know anything about Maryland, the roads around here, you just can't drive these really, really low profile cars without tearing them up. And Chevys, their Corvette, that's my dream car. I was wanting that all my life. And I've been a Corvette man all my life. So he trades his Corvette in and gets himself an orange burst Lamborghini. Ooh, pretty. Pretty fucking wide too, and got it stuck inside the Taco Bell drive-thru. Tore up the fucking rims, had to get pulled out by a wrecker. How about that? New money. You think that's stupid? He traded in once he got his rims fixed. Got a Ferrari. And didn't get the vibe that he was hoping for it. Traded the Ferrari in for the same fucking Lamborghini that he gave up. That he replaced the rims for. Now, what is that? That's Little Pig number 1. Straw house. Chasing shit that means nothing. You know what he ended up doing? Still going in that laundromat. I think he got $13.5 million because he did the cash option. I would have done the annuity. And still bet on that fucking little poker machine that wasn't going to pay him anything. What did he really want? He wanted that girl. And you know what? He got her. Took her to Atlantic City. They stayed up there a couple times. And not to be crude, but he hit it and quit it. I've seen her in recent years. She's a mess. And he's been to Atlantic City. He's been to the local casinos here. And you're probably saying, what the hell does this got to do with anything? This is what some of you are thinking like. And if you get these big payouts, you're going to act just like this guy. He spent and wasted millions of dollars in casinos trying to get more. You're not satisfied with $13.5 million? $13.5 million, friends. Listen, you're set for life. You're done. You're done. If you manage it appropriately, your family can live off of that. Once you're gone,